supports your metabolism. Try the new official energy drink of Kart Chaser.
This is Henry. Henry feels sad. Henry feels sad because it's time for his next big race and his go-kart is in bits. Henry doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing is the United States' #1 shop for all of your karting equipment needs. Henry also doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing can deliver anything from tires to race suits and even wheels directly to your front door or to the racetrack itself, quickly and efficiently, with tech support available 6 days a week. Poor Henry doesn't even know that Acceleration Kart Racing offers free shipping to mainland USA on selected product if you spend $200 or more. Do yourself a favor. Go to accelerationkarting.com and make sure that you are never left stuck on the pre-grid with Henry. Be smart and don't be like Henry.
I'm Jackson with Alpha Race Hub. Alpha is an all-in-one motorsports software solution that can solve all the software problems you need for your track, facility, or series. Alpha can cover all your software bases, from online registration, digital e-waivers, a proprietary timing and scoring software, incident management, automated points tabulation, tire and barcode scanning. We even have our own mobile timing app and rental kart activity management software. If you're looking to consolidate your motorsports software solutions, reach out to us at alphatiming.co.uk.
Welcome to the future of kart race preparation. Kart Sim Pro North America. Featuring laser-scanned North American kart circuits and precision-tuned kart physics developed using real telemetry, dyno and tyre data, Kart Sim Pro North America delivers the most advanced and realistic kart simulation experience available today. Whether you're training for race day, refining your lines, or shaving tenths off your personal best, Kart Sim Pro gives you pro-level insight without leaving your home. Trusted by world champions, coaches, and karting enthusiasts alike, this is where virtual practice translates into real-world performance. Experience the thrill, the challenge, and the edge. Kart Sim Pro North America. Use code CHASER20 to get 20% off today.
Macron Motorsports builds champions every day, drivers who won on the world stage. The Tillotson T4 Series is pure spec racing. Same engine, same chassis. When you win, it's because you were the best that day. Your edge is not the kart. It's the setup, the strategy, and the race team. With our Arrive and Drive program, you simply bring your gear, we provide the equipment and the championship-winning support to every event. Stop wrenching, start racing. Your path to the T4 Nations Cup in Spain starts with us. For more information, contact us at macronmotorsports.net.
Are you ready to get behind the wheel? From Formula One to NASCAR and IndyCar, all the pros start here. For more information, check us out online at mcckarting.com or call us and go racing today.
Gee, looks like we're missing the engine. What the hell am I supposed to tag?
What do you mean? It's my Greyhound. It's all I need.
Where's the rest of it?
It doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
You gotta make weight. Okay, you're good.
I'm sitting by here with Kyle, our race winner. Tell me how you did it. You were blazing fast out there, and I mean, you don't even have a go-kart, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah, you know, Norberg, Schmorberg, the Greyhound-powered Greyhound was great today. You know, it makes the difference. And the team's been working really hard back at the shop, and, you know, just shout out Greyhound.
Thank you, Kyle.
How the f did you just win?
Doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
Are you stuck with your kart racing? Not sure the ideal kart setup? Or going to a track for the first time? Well, Kart Class has the answers for you. Our online portal has a wealth of experience and knowledge to help your kart racing. From kart setup advice to track guides that are targeted specifically to your circuit, or the driver coaching aspects with mindset, racecraft and driving techniques. If you want to take your karting to the next level, visit us at kartclass.com.
Are you looking to take the next step in your racing journey? Well, look no further than PitFit.
With 2 locations in Charlotte, North Carolina and Indianapolis, Indiana, PitFit trains drivers all the way from grassroots level karting to IndyCar and NASCAR, with top-of-the-line personalized coaching to improve physical and cognitive fitness.
For more information on programs, check out PitFit on Instagram or Facebook today.
Cat food marketing. $9.99 a month.
Dude, Caleb, wake up. Dude, we're live in 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on. What are you doing?
Dude, I'm so sorry. Xander had me in a cat food marketing meeting till like 2 a.m. last night.
Come on, man.
Do you have anything I can drink?
Dude, I got the perfect thing for you. Perico. It's a healthy energy drink alternative.
Perico, non-GMO, gluten-free, kosher, magnesium, B12, B6,
Yeah, it's good.
B5, biotin, and 0 sugar? Pericazo! Try Perico, made with natural ingredients, organic caffeine, and supports your metabolism. Try the new official energy drink of Kart Chaser.
the Wisconsin Grand Prix. James Overbeck on start number 2 gets win number 1 in OKN Stars.
On track or off, Brandon Jarsakrak Racing delivers elite performance. Led by 4-time Pro National Champion Brandon Jarsakrak, our team masters driver coaching, data-driven analysis, and mechanical precision at every national event. Contact us today at BrandonJarsakrakRacing.com.
Champions aren't just born on the kart track. At SimShop, we deliver professional-grade simulators with the best performance-to-price ratio in the industry. Founded by racers who understand what you need, our SimMagic and Moza equipment is powerful enough for the pros, yet affordable for everyone. With unmatched customer support and a thriving community, we're your racing partner. Visit simshop.com today.
Hey guys, I'm Chris G. I'm Kart Chaser's driver fitness coach, and today I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to strengthen your shoulders for more endurance and better stability in the kart. Here we go. Okay, so exercise number 1 is the front rope pull-through cable raises. Okay, now this is the upright cable row. What you are doing here is you're picking a straight bar, as you see, and we're working the side areas of our shoulders, the medial. Exercise number 3, the dumbbell shrugs. As you guys can tell, I like to pause at the top before releasing. It's great for your strength, for that wheel stability. It's great for those shoulders and that upper back area. Chris G coaching, race-ready training that carries into real life. That's what we do here. See you on the next one.
Kyle, what are you doing?
It's got my new Greyhound seat.
You don't even have a cart.
Doesn't matter. I have a Greyhound.
Who the f is Kyle Cuthbertson? Doesn't even have a go-kart.
Doesn't matter.
Cuthbertson through on Turney. Turney in the dirt.
Karting isn't just speed. It's control, precision, freedom. At Atlanta Motorsport Park, Kart Freedom isn't just a team. It's where drivers are made.
Qualifying underway here, folks, as we get things started. Micromax, our first session out on the racetrack. Got one driver spun around. Trey Sanders off and into the dust and dirt for the second consecutive day. And a heartbreaker end of the day yesterday, Justin, for Trey Sanders. He's top of the board right now, but an awkward moment in that last turn means he won't get a good lap to end of the session, nor will he get for his second to last lap that he spun on. This group here will be the ones to challenge him. Tristan Francisco, Alessio Tosti, and Dusty Strayer. You can see here in this pack as well, Bo Wyatt in the 51 Bennick, all working their way through the Lowell's S's. They'll have one shot to try and knock off the number 3. Only a couple of hundredths for each of them to go better.
Yes, indeed. And so far, over the course of this qualifying session, they've stayed relatively packed together. We've seen how important draft's been. Already a few drivers swapping about, like Strayer with different lines going through the Anderson Apex. But looks like Sanders' time looking like it's going to stay up. And yes, it will. Trey Sanders stays at the top of the board. 55-612, despite cutting through the grass right on the lap afterwards. Francisco, a big pickup compared to yesterday and his Ryan Perry Motorsport machine. 15 1/1000ths off the pole time here, Xander.
There's a look at the overall results here. Just 1/10 for your top 5. Trey Sanders, even with a spin at the end of the session, holds the top spot. Jet Fisher, Wiley Lee, Kipling Canal, Zachary Lozier, Michael Dean, your top 10 for round 2 action. For those of you that are watching and joining us here in the morning's coverage, obviously you saw the FZ125 Seniors and FZ85 Juniors go out for warm-ups, but they've only got a pre-final and main event on tap today, so they'll be absent from this round of qualifiers. That means just 4 more qualifying sessions and then a short break in the action before we go racing once again. Another hot one on tap for the RMC America's Trophy for Musselman Honda Circuit in Tucson, Arizona. Minimax lined up and ready to go out momentarily. Minute and a half to go now in Mini-Max qualifying. Hudson Howard, yesterday's main event winner, out on the racetrack here with Yusuf Adi following him around down the back straightaway. Those two worked together nicely in the pre-final, Justin, but they had company in the main event. Even Hudson mentioned it in his post-race interview. That was a battle out there. He wanted to be able to work with Yusuf, but Mason Brody was way too fast. And then as they all began to battle, it ended up being 7 deep in the final running order. Yusuf slipped all the way back to 7th as now they play leapfrog, switch around, and try to go in the opposite formation to put a couple good laps together.
Yeah, trying to find a way to keep the pace up, but keep in mind, one of the drivers who didn't really get a chance to do much yesterday was Aiden Go. Didn't get himself going in the pre-final, didn't get a launch off as a result for the final. In fact, finished last out of all the entries since he basically only got the chance off the initial start, then pulled back in. Go is amongst the drivers that is really looking to try and get some points on the board today, because yesterday put them behind the 8 ball and put them into a desperate need for yesterday to be the drop week for the Paralympic.
So with that in mind, for Aiden Go, all 3 rounds beginning right now need to be perfect. And right now, Dutch Westbrook is headed for pit lane with still 20 seconds to go. And I wonder if he didn't think he was in good track position or if there's something bigger amiss on the Bennick. He sits 7th right now, 3/10 off the pole, as Yusuf Adi has now pipped Aiden Go. And we're getting some reports that Dutch Westbrook, a stuck throttle was the issue. So that's why the Bennick drivers pulled in early. Impressive that he was able to put down the lap that he was. As we check back in here with these two that have been battling with Aiden Go for the top time. Hudson Howard now following Yusuf around. And they'll be the first of many to get the final lap in. Watch out for Samuel Chavarri a little further back, trying to get a toe off them. Lucas Tarango as well is only 2/10 off the pace. Here we go, out of Anderson Bend and onto the front stretch for the final time in Mini-Max Quali. What's it going to look like? The JGD boys put in 2 good laps. Howard pips Audi by a moment. Can anyone else have an answer? Can Aiden Go find some more speed? It doesn't look like anyone's going to improve massively on this final lap. It'll only be the boys in blue and white. It'll be another 1-2 result for them. Hudson Howard and Yusuf Adi putting teamwork on full display here on Sunday morning. Couple hundredths back to go. Samuel Chavarri will join him on row number 2. Tarango, Mason Brody, Dutch Westbrook, Forrest Blair, Connor Lipka, and Colton Bruck, your top 10. And then the spread continues downward from that point here. Justin, anything else kind of stick out to you from that session?
Well, outside of that, remember some of the drivers, like we talked about Maverick Martin looking to try and improve upon yesterday. Max Santana, who was decent yesterday down the order. But today, it's going to be about that track position. But all that being said, up next, more action continues, qualifying continuing here from Tucson as we continue on to Junior Max next.
Starting to like this go-karting thing.
Yeah, me too. Oh my gosh, can I show you this cute dress I just got?
Yes, of course. Oh my goodness, it's so cute.
I just love shopping.
I love shopping too.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, did you guys say you like shopping?
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, dude, I have the perfect place to do that at. ShopPayCara.com. At ShopPayCara.com, you can get free shipping on orders $200 or more. You can get anything you want, like MXC rims, gloves, rib vests, shoes, anything that you need, all at ShopPayCara.com.
Who is he talking to?
No idea.
But we're gonna have to check it out. Sounds like a great deal.
Sure does.
Cat food marketing. $9.99 a month.
Dude, Caleb, wake up. Dude, we're live in 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on. What are you doing?
Dude, I'm so sorry. Xander had me in a cat food marketing meeting till like 2 a.m. last night.
Come on, man.
Do you have anything I can drink?
Dude, I got the perfect thing for you. Perico, it's a healthy energy drink alternative.
Perico, non-GMO, gluten-free, kosher, magnesium, B12, B6,
yeah, it's good.
B5, biotin, and 0 sugar? Pericazo! Try Perico, made with natural ingredients, organic caffeine, and supports your metabolism. Try the new official energy drink of Kart Chaser.
This is Henry. Henry feels sad.
Henry feels sad because it's time for his next big race and his go-kart is in bits. Henry doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing is the United States' #1 shop for all of your karting equipment needs. Henry also doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing can deliver anything from tires to race suits and even wheels directly to your front door or to the racetrack itself, quickly and efficiently, with tech support available 6 days a week. Poor Henry doesn't even know that Acceleration Kart Racing offers free shipping to mainland USA on selected product if you spend $200 or more. Do yourself a favor. Go to accelerationkarting.com and make sure that you are never left stuck on the pre-grid with Henry. Be smart and don't be like Henry.
Welcome back, everyone, for more qualifying here today on Kart Chaser. Continuing on with Road Tax RMC America's Trophy as the Junior Max class hits the racetrack. Yesterday, they had a bit of a barn burner, especially with the pre-final yesterday, Xander. A lot of squabbling back and forth, and today we'll find out how the packs fare out. Remember, Travis Pettit was one of the fastest karts on property, closed up the race leaders on the final laps of that race, but Ashton Woon was the one who came away on top and is looking to keep up a weekend sweep so far.
Yeah, he just came up a little bit shy lap-wise, right? He got to the top two. He needed them to fight a little bit more than what they ended up doing. And a huge credit goes out to both Ashton Woon and Colton Schneegenberg. A really, really smart final in a class of 32 where so many kids are the same speed. It's so tempting when you get a big run in the draft to just go, to make a pass, to try and, be in sole control of your own destiny. And both of them showed a lot of restraint. There were times where Ashton was pushing Colton around. There were times when Colton was pushing Ashton around. And neither one was doing whenever they would even swap positions, making it difficult on the other or picking a spot that would have cost them a lot of time. And that is why they ended up as the top two spots. They weren't the fastest go-karts on the racetrack, but they didn't give up any unnecessary tenths or even thousandths of a second, and that adds up over the course of a 20-lap main. If it were 25 laps, if they had passed 2 or 3 more times and Travis Pettit gets there with 3 or 4 laps to go with that big of a difference in speed, we might have been talking about this incredible drive from 15th to 1st. But instead, all Travis could do was a Hail Mary try at turn 11, and with how dirty it was offline yesterday that we talked about more than enough, he slipped up in the brake zone, sent it deep. He went for it. He tried it. He had nothing to lose because he had a big gap out back to 4th and 5th, but he just ends up with a P3. Still, of course, we asked him about what that brings into today. He's like, well, I mean, that gives me a lot of confidence, a lot of energy for Sunday to go at it, knowing that I, at the moment, have the fastest go-kart around and overall package. And now we're going to see that put to the test. He's in a pretty decent position, trailing from Christian Sanguinetti here. He's got Nathan Golseth trailing around him. I'm sure Travis had a bunch of drivers wanting to follow him in both warm-up and qualifying. And right now he sits second. Let's see. He'll go to the top for all of a moment. In fact, it'll be a new name on the first lap at speed that goes faster. Nobody in this pack here. It's Marco Samet on the Brandon Jarczyk Racing LN cart. A little further back there he is in the blue, white, and yellow. Headed over through turn 3 and into turn number 4. Just back from this 3-pack of the black, white, and red SCR signs machines. Marco Samet yesterday had a moment in the pre-final, I believe, that sent him way down the board. He really couldn't claw his way up high enough before that pre-final was over to end up in a halfway spot to join Travis Pettit in the spotlight. But he certainly had good pace based on Saturday qualifying. And as we mentioned before, obviously, the drop round still keeps him in contention for the championship, but it just means all the pressure's on today.
Yeah, he was actually one of 5 different drivers also that had incorrectly positioned front fairings that led to time penalty that pushed him outside the top 10 at the very end of that race yesterday for the final. So it's so important to make sure everything's buttoned up right in these races too. Going to be very motivated. Same can be said for Sonoda on the pylon up in the top 5. We talked about him trying to make the recovery. Only got to the teens after his crash from after being the front row of the pre-final yesterday also.
Well, that seems to be about the number, right? It's about 10 or 15 spots that you can make up. Travis Pettit started 15th, was able to break into the top 5. Yukata Sonoda started 31st, was able to get up, like you said, into the mid-teens. And the improperly positioned front fairing, that's the terminology, the technical name in the RMC rulebook and fiche for the pushback bumper.
Yes.
Now, of note here at this event, it's a 5-second flat penalty. It's not a modular penalty where if one side of the bracket is in and the other is not, that it might be a half of that. If it's in at all, it will be a full 5-second penalty. So we mentioned how there's going to be some differences across the series. This year will be the biggest spread we've seen. SCUSA Pro Tour next week, X30 Junior, Pro X30, Pro Shifter, KA Masters will not be running the pushback bumper system, or at least using them for penalties. You can leave it on the go-kart if you want. It won't matter. The other classes, the 100cc, the minis, and the micros, they still will. Champions of the Future Americas, just a couple hours down the road. Well, a few more than a couple hours in Southern California. It's a non-protestable item. Straight in line with the RGMC's policy with the Code of Series in Europe, and very similar with the Rotax Max Challenge at 90% of the events that they go to as well. On top of, like I mentioned there, it's a flat 5 seconds. It's not a 2.5 and a 5 for one side versus both. And with Kaysen and Grace working down on pit lane, I'm sure they'll be able to give us a nice close-up view of one of those pushback brackets. Maybe we could take a look at that during the Masters Max qualifying as well to explain to the viewers at home what these look like when you see the penalty board light up with a 5-second penalty for improperly positioned front fairing, because that device, it's a faultless style system. You know, the states where you have a car accident and it's a no-fault state, that's exactly what it is. If you accidentally get into somebody and it doesn't send them off the racetrack, doesn't even change position, but it knocks your bumper in, 5 seconds, boom, right there. So that hurts, but understandable that it happened to Marco, because he was, for one, in the final having to charge through the pack, starting back in the Hornet's Nest, and in the pre-final you get a lot of contact with what happened to him in the chicane, I believe, on the opening circuit. We've seen plenty of drivers get bottled up in that way. However, going back to the active session here, while we went on a bit of a tangent towards the end of it, phenomenal run once again for Ashton Woon. He remains top of the leaderboard. He has not left the top of the leaderboard in the junior classes in FZ85 Jr or Junior Max since yesterday morning in the first batch of qualifying. So what a run he is on here in Arizona. His return to the home state for the national tour after growing up here and then relocated to North Carolina. Colton Schnegenberg right up there with him. Travis Pettit third, identical spots from yesterday. Then it's Tristan Murphy, who was the round one top qualifier. Leo Da Silva, Yukata Sonoda, Christian Sanguinetti, Paxton Romero, Marco Samet, and Alex Chandler, the top 10 drivers in Junior Max qualifying. The spread, well, it was not much at all. About a 10th from Woon to Schnegenberg, a 10th back from Schnegenberg to Travis Pettit, and then it was only 2/10 from third all the way back to 15th with William Vitor. Shows you how tight this field is. And again, you even called it out yesterday too, the difference of the draft, right? And the minis and the micros was a guaranteed 4/10. It's probably a good 2/10 as well, so in the full-size classes. And I think that's what we'll see again in Senior Max. For Masters Max qualifying, they are up next, though. Marco Samet laying it on the line here to try and make up for it. All the pressure's on with a drop in round one. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jackson with Alpha Race Hub. Alpha is an all-in-one motorsports software solution that can solve all the software problems you need for your track, facility, or series. Alpha can cover all your software bases, from online registration, digital e-waivers, a proprietary timing and scoring software, incident management, automated points tabulation, tire and barcode scanning. We even have our own mobile timing app and rental cart activity management software. If you're looking to consolidate your motorsports software solutions, reach out to us at alphatiming.co.uk.
Welcome to the future of kart race preparation. Kart Sim Pro North America. Featuring laser-scanned North American kart circuits and precision-tuned kart physics developed using real telemetry, dyno and tyre data, Kart Sim Pro North America delivers the most advanced and realistic kart simulation experience available today. Whether you're training for race day, refining your lines, or shaving tenths off your personal best, Kart Sim Pro gives you pro-level insight without leaving your home. Trusted by world champions, coaches, and karting enthusiasts alike, this is where virtual practice translates into real-world performance. Experience the thrill, the challenge, and the edge. Kart Sim Pro North America. Use code CHASER20 to get 20% off today.
So Masters Max qualifying underway, and then after them it will be time for the Senior Max drivers to take to the racetrack, and then it'll just be racing from then on out for our opening stop at the Musselman Honda Circuit in Tucson, Arizona. And we got a spinner here, stopped facing the wrong direction. Jose de la Garza Elizondo in the RPG Cosmic. Spin around on the outlap here, Justin, and with the higher temperatures, you'd be surprised to see something like that. You also have a little intel on what happened to the man in the blue and pink machine yesterday in the pre-final.
Yeah, it's really stacked up in terms of that, because first things first, the reason he had issues yesterday in the pre-final, and we've seen some of the battling with him yesterday, is he had cracked ribs from an incident in the past month or so and only started physical activity 2 days ago before jumping into the kart this weekend. And on top of it, yesterday he was battling some technical issues with the kart where a hose came undone underneath the carburetor, and as the run went on, it came completely opened up, and it was the choice between in that situation. Do you risk your ribs and your motor, or do you back off and just finish the race and take the points and then move on to fix the issues for the final? He said it's been a big challenge in terms of managing the ribs and managing to make sure there's no issues health-wise in that regard over the course of the weekend. But one thing's for certain, he's pumped for being able to race over the course of the next couple weeks here in Tucson.
There's a look down on the grid as well as the Senior Max drivers begin to form up with 2 minutes to go here in qualifying for Masters Max. And we'll get a couple close angles as well. Might be able to show you guys a look at the device we were mentioning earlier during Junior Max. Here in Masters Max, though, Billy Cleveland already has gone to the top by a couple of tenths yesterday. Biggest margin of victory. Up there on the margins of victory I think we've seen so far in 2026, Justin. Double-digit seconds back to P2. Obviously, the turnout's a little bit lighter, but still, Ducat, Simonelli, and De La Garza, no slouches at all. Here's a great look. This is close up at one of the FAF Kart Sport machines, I believe. And this is at the pushback bumper system, right? So on the front bumper connection point, you see that there's a small lip right on the plastic actual piece that the rail mounts to. Enough pressure to that front plastic bumper, and it will push back towards the chassis and slip to that lower kind of hanging loose position. And you see it's got two sides, 4 pieces in total, right? Two actual brackets. So in some series that we go to, if the one of the 2 brackets goes in but the other one's still in the place how it is right here, it would be a half distance penalty. Other places we go to, if any of the 4 sliders fall down to that loose, closer to the bumper position, it's an automatic penalty. And again, oh, in qualifying, big contact in the outside wall. Jose de la Garza and Stefan Ducat, Chapman Ducat at turn 10. What are we doing, fellas, here? Jose de la Garza, hand in the air saying sorry about that. Obviously, Chapman Ducat as well. He's the one who's got the real damage. And I think Jose was trying to follow Chapman and then felt like he was on a good lap, wanted to go a little faster. He is a little faster in the times. Second right now for Jose, third for Chapman. As the checkered flag flies, let's take a look at that replay moment here. Watch this. He was trying to go for the move, was about halfway there up the inside. And then once that left rear tire of Chapman Ducat pops the right front of Jose right there. Just like a slingshot, sends him even further forward, and then once again you're in all the dust and debris and marbles, a passenger, and boom, contact with the outside orange and red barriers here, the highway barriers that have separated the extended paddock.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a stunning move as the checkered flag waves in the session here, because we haven't seen anybody make a pass there really all weekend, have we not, Xander, in the first place?
Well, there's a look at your qualifying results for Masters Max. Provisional, of course. I wonder if that would draw a penalty for Jose de la Garza. Again, he was about halfway up. The normal rule is getting to right about there, right where Isaac Malcutt's driver's sticker is, halfway up on the inside. It's your corner, but it was so late that he got there. Chapman was already turning in for the turn, so impacts already. I mentioned in the beginning of the weekend, that corner, you will see some aggressive attempts at passes if you can stay close enough, but it's certainly a hero type opportunity that you want to, if you're going for a move in turns 9 and 10, compared to some of the other multiple passing zone opportunities that you have around Musselman Honda Circuit. But 20-plus in Senior Max, a great race yesterday in a battle of willpower, really, between Aiden Ingrata and Paulie Massimino from start to finish. Once those two got away from the field, they had a couple of drivers staying close to them through that main event. Most notably, Oliver Hodgson, who ended up crossing the line third, then was excluded for an issue in post-race tech inspection. Took William Boutillier up to the podium and took Oliver Hodgson from what would have been a massive points haul to needing a massive run through rounds 2, 3, and 4, beginning with qualifying here today. Equally, Cooper Auclair, with issues at the start of the pre-final yesterday, is looking for a better round 2 and puts all the pressure on the remaining rounds of the season to contend for a ticket to Portugal. As for Paulie Massimino, he was short on words and was definitely not short on speed. Maybe short in his and Brandon Jarsakrak's book of coming up one spot shy yesterday. But boy, was he close. Right there, hung tight with Aiden Ingrata the entire main event and just didn't get the mistake he was hoping for out of the Canadian, who scores another win to his tally in 2026. Oliver Hodgson is a winner already this year, and a win today would be much needed, both from a morale boost for the Factory Karts crew after the woes of yesterday for himself and his teammate, and to catapult him back into that championship conversation here for the inaugural season of the RMC Americas Trophy.
And it's going to be a challenge for some of the drivers in particular to figure out how they're going to fare things out, knowing with the temperatures, once we get to as hot as we expect for the finals today, it's going to be very difficult to make passes. Ingrata in particular seems very set up for the hot conditions. He wasn't the quickest in the warm-ups, but we already know warm-up is going to be much more different compared to the pre-final temperatures on the track to the final temperatures on the racetrack. The factory karts will have to keep an eye on if they've been able to pick up the tempo, because Auclair and Hodgson did improve significantly in the warm-ups, at least, for what they were able to put up fast time compared to Ingrata. We'll find out who is going to really set the tone in qualifying in a second here.
And what we didn't know up until, or what we didn't really get to check on during the warm-ups, was if anyone went out on sticker tires to try and get a better setup read for what it will be like here for qualifying as the grid gets released. Because that's a very common decision strategically to go out on new rubber in the practice session. You're able to choose whatever scuffs from yesterday's race, scuffs from practice, or a new set of tires to try and mimic what the setup and environment will be like here for qualifying. Paulie Massimino here waiting to see. Oh, red flag. Red flag out, and it was because we were not clear yet. Oh, it's an unfortunate hiccup there, so I think they were trying to get the recovery vehicle off the racetrack, and that's what's put us back onto red. Yeah. So essentially a false start here for Senior Max qualifying. Need to clear the wrecked karts of Chapman Ducat and Jose de la Garza, and I think that's where the confusion's coming on down on grid. Track was almost ready for the Senior Max drivers. Not quite. Just a couple seconds away, and now we'll have to reset the clock. And it's honestly a best-case scenario for these guys here on the grid. Guys and girls, Macy Williams, looked like Joshua Sumvalis, Sean Butcher, Paulie Massimino were waiting, going to let the main pack go out. And then, or sorry, that's Theo Silveira, the Faf Kart Sport 316. They were waiting to get their own piece of clear real estate. They're in the shade. Well, Silveira's a little bit in the sun, but the rest of the pack just drove out half a lap to warm the tires up, and now they're parked on the pavement. We're going to have to sort this one out here in a moment. Let's take a look here, at least while they're getting us ready for Senior Max qualifying, what the circuit looks like. We haven't been able to show you that here on this Sunday morning, but Musselman Honda Circuit here, Justin, it's got a lot of characteristics to it and a lot of named corners. We'll let you take us through a lap here once again. 12 turns in total, 0.8 of a mile, and the desert of Tucson, Arizona.
It all starts off with turn 1. That's where you make the run up the spoon with a little bit of a kink that leads you on down. By the time you exit 1, you make it to 2 and 3, where they call it the chicane. Quick right leads to the left to set up a passing opportunity to Helen's Corner. A deep hairpin that will set you up for the G-curve carousel if you're side by 5. Then 6, 7, and 8. That's the Lowell's S. to make your way on down up to 9 and 10, the Vibroni Complex. Musselman Corner is another prime opportunity in turn 11 where you'll see sends to set things up for the Anderson Apex. And if you send it too deep in 11, you compromise the speed for 12. That will cost you potential for spots for that front straightaway.
And one of the scenarios we saw play out many times in that case is the crossover move out of 11. Most times with the corner going back the other direction right afterwards, you'd be in a bad spot, being on the outside. But with turn 1 being back to the left and bending that way down the straightaway, if you can hang tough on the outside right here at Anderson Bend, you're going to have the advantage down the main straight and be in the preferred groove. So plenty of times we've seen around the outside passes in that last turn from someone sliding out wide on the entry to 11. Now that group off the grid is going to get released. The group on track, a half out lap and then a full out lap now. And I don't know if that'll make a huge difference overall. They were only stopped for about a minute or so, but certainly the temps are going to be a little bit hotter for their tires compared to the group that was static on the grid and waiting. But timer starting now. You can see Aiden Ingrata resetting himself for a better piece of real estate to get after it. There's a look at James Overbeck and Alexis Bayarjan, the rookie from Canada. Had a rough go of things yesterday to start tail end of the field. He made it up towards the back half of the top 10. Couldn't quite get much higher than that. And there is the train forming, mainly teammates, behind the captain who led them to the top of the pylon yesterday, Aiden Ingrata, and a few more kind of reset themselves all around the racetrack. Here's another bunch of them just ahead of Ingrata. One of the fellow REM Cosmics. There's William Botillier making a move on Gianluca Savalio in the yellow helmet. They've got a healthy contingent of drivers here for Racing Edge Motorsports. And the best data in the paddock to be able to try and get them all up to the speed of the 315, the driver that has been the kart to beat, the driver to beat since we unloaded on Friday afternoon. At least that was the case until we looked at the lap charts in the Saturday main event. Macy Williams was on fire. The young lady driver for the Colorado-based operation, CB Motorsports, was wicked fast, at times 2 or 3 tenths faster than Massimino and Ingrata, charging up through the pack. Valiant effort for her after a moment in the pre-final, racing hard with Paulie Massimino at the exit of turn number 1, sent her into the tire pack, and probably had some damage to boot. A couple less laps on the tires might have made a bit of a difference, but overall Macy was simply hooked up in the main event. Better starting spot today, and a clean run through the pre-final will put her in a prime position to bring the fight to Ingrata and Massimino, who are the titular combatants from Saturday.
Downside is right now to start off with less than 2 minutes to go in the session, 22nd, 2 seconds off. But
that was her out lap.
Exactly. You have to build up the temperatures pretty quickly.
Because she was in that group coming off the grid, 1 lap behind the karts that were on track. So they are behind the 8 ball on temps.
That's what I was about to mention. You have less time. You have potentially 1 less lap you can also put, Xander, is the point I was trying to make.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Justin. You were getting to it. I jumped ahead of you. That's my bad. Let's check in here with Oliver Hodgson. Talked about it again. So, I'm not sure exactly what it was that was out of compliance yesterday for the number 359 factory kart. Vice champion at the Winter Trophy, and looks like the pipe is loose. At least the bracket on the left-hand side. Now, there's 2 mounting points for the pipe to the chassis rails, as well as, of course, the springs that hold the pipe off to the back of the engine. If the pipe runs a little bit loose off one of those 2 brackets, that's not really an issue, but obviously it puts more stress on the remaining bracket, on the engine side, and on the springs, as we've got a major problem here. That is Jacob Kappel in the Pantano for Forward Direction Motorsports with a destroyed front fairing.
Looks like he got caught up in the bushes also as a result of that slide off, and obviously going to be putting them towards the back. One at a time, though, you see Hodgson really seeming like he's pushing here to try and find something, anything, to get himself an extra couple spots here.
Yeah, right now Oliver Hodgson has a 10.5 to find. Aiden Ingrata just ripped a 50-point flat. Mind you, again, the fall off yesterday, they were nearly a second off that by the time they got to the main, but sticker of Inco tires. Here's Hodgson on a burner. Isaac Malka, Cooper O'Clair, Alexis Bayarjan in this pack. They're going to get the checkers this time by. In fact, the first card, I believe, may have just already taken it. This main group here has also got James Overbeck in line. Looks to be Griffin Dowler, I think, as well at the back of the pack. Here they come out of the final turn to the line. Let's see what Hodgson has to answer. Nothing on that lap for him. Checkers out. They're done. Next group coming to us, led by the RPG of Jose Halfin. Here's Ingrata's pack. to the checkers. Doesn't improve either. Couple of them further back in it. Lucas Hernandez goes better, and the last few are working their way out of the final few turns. Here comes Macy Williams, Theo Silvera, Sean Butcher. Massimino was out there. I don't know if he pulled in early. Butcher will only get to 11th. And Paulie Massimino and Aiden Ingrata ended Saturday on top. They start Sunday atop the board as well, but still a full 10th clearance for Canada's Aiden Ingrata in qualifying back-to-back pole awards in Senior Max. And indeed, Paulie Massimino into the pit lane one lap early, knowing that they weren't going to get anything else out of the tires. So the BJR driver will start on the outside of row one. Alexis Bayerjan with an impressive effort will also start up front in third. Hodgson, Williams, Malquet, Overbeck in seventh, Auclair eighth, Hernandez ninth, and William Botillier from the podium yesterday. A bit of a humbling qualifying effort for him, down in 10th. He'll roll on the outside of row 5, just ahead of Sean Butcher.
So impressive qualifying runs in particular we've seen from Massimino, but there's no stopping Ingrata, who has been red hot this entire weekend. Like the helmet shows, he's been driving 5-star type of performances day in, day out so far here in these ones here, Xander.
Let's go on down to Grace here with our top qualifier in senior.
Yeah, Aiden, you were a 10th faster than the rest of the group here today. Talk to me about that fast lap.
Yeah, it was a rough quali. I tried getting a draft in the beginning, but everyone was racing, so I backed off. Got some clean laps. It was quite okay. I think there's some things that we can improve on for the pre-final. So, but overall, good quali, overall P1. So yeah, happy with the team. Chassis was good, engine was good, and we'll build upon this.
We were talking about how rough it is, but you were still the fastest. I mean, what is it about this track that just clicks for you?
Yeah, I mean, I like this track. Obviously, it makes it a lot more fun when the kart's this fast, the engine's this fast. But there's just everything. Like, everyone has little things that we can improve on, and yeah, we'll look at the drawing board and see what we can do for the pre-final.
Yeah, well, let's see you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A nice look here at the scenery from Musselman Honda Circuit. In the desert with the mountains in the background, picturesque, and right now temps are nice. They will not stay that way as the day continues. But the grids are set here. Aiden Ingrata will once again lead your field to green in Senior Max qualifying, as mentioned, a 10th clear. We'll be back on the other side of this break with the rest of the America's Trophies classes in full, racing at it.
Macro Motorsports builds champions every day, drivers who won on the world stage. The Tillotson T4 Series is pure spec racing. Same engine, same chassis. When you win, it's because you were the best that day. Your edge is not the kart. It's the setup, the strategy, and the race team. With our Arrive and Drive program, you simply bring your gear, we provide the equipment and the championship-winning support to every event. Stop wrenching, start racing. Your path to the T4 Nations Cup in Spain starts with us. For more information, contact us at macromotorsports.net.
Are you ready to get behind the wheel? From Formula One to NASCAR and IndyCar, all the pros start here. For more information, check us out online at mcckarting.com or call us and go racing today.
Gee, looks like we're missing the engine. What the hell am I supposed to tap?
What do you mean? It's my Greyhound. It's all I need.
Where's the rest of it?
It doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
You're gonna make way. Okay, you're good.
Sitting by here with Kyle, our race winner. Tell me how you did it. You were blazing fast out there, and I mean, You don't even have a go-kart, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah, you know, Norberg Schmorberg, the Greyhound-powered Greyhound was great today. You know, it makes the difference. And the team's been working really hard back at the shop, and, you know, just shout out Greyhound.
Thank you, Kyle.
How the f did you just win?
Doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
Are you stuck with your kart racing? Not sure the ideal kart setup? Or going to a track for the first time? Well, Kart Class has the answers for you. Our online portal has a wealth of experience and knowledge to help your kart racing. From kart setup advice to track guides that are targeted specifically to your circuit, or the driver coaching aspects with mindset, racecraft and driving techniques. If you want to take your karting to the next level, visit us at kartclass.com.
Are you looking to take the next step in your racing journey? Well, look no further than PitFit.
With 2 locations in Charlotte, North Carolina and Indianapolis, Indiana, PitFit trains drivers all the way from grassroots level karting to IndyCar and NASCAR with top-of-the-line personalized coaching to improve physical and cognitive fitness.
For more information on programs, check out PitFit on Instagram or Facebook today.
Cat food marketing. $9.99 a month.
Dude, Caleb, wake up. Dude, we're live in 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on. What are you doing?
Dude, I'm so sorry. Xander had me in a cat food marketing meeting till like 2 a.m. last night.
Come on, man.
Do you have anything I can drink?
Dude, I got the perfect thing for you. Perico. It's a healthy energy drink alternative.
Perico, non-GMO, gluten-free, kosher, magnesium, B12, B6,
Yeah, it's good.
B5, biotin, and 0 sugar? Pericazo! Try Perico, made with natural ingredients, organic caffeine, and supports your metabolism. Try the new official energy drink of Kart Chaser.
Paulie Massimino wins the Wisconsin Grand Prix! James Overbeck on start number 2 gets win number 1 in OKN Stars!
On track or off, Brandon Jarsekrak Racing delivers elite performance. Led by 4-time Pro National Champion Brandon Jarsekrak, our team masters driver coaching, data-driven analysis, and mechanical precision at every national event. Contact us today at BrandonJarsekrakRacing.com.
Champions aren't just born on the kart track. At SimShop, we deliver professional-grade simulators with the best performance-to-price ratio in the industry. Founded by racers who understand what you need, our SimMagic and Moza equipment is powerful enough for the pros, yet affordable for everyone. With unmatched customer support and a thriving community, we're your racing partner. Visit simshop.com today.
Hey guys, I'm Chris G. I'm Kart Chaser's driver fitness coach, and today I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to strengthen your shoulders for more endurance and better stability in the kart. Here we go. Okay, so exercise number 1 is the front rope pull-through cable raises. Okay, now this is the upright cable row. What you are doing here is you're picking a straight bar, as you see, and we're working the side areas of our shoulders, the medial. Exercise number 3, the dumbbell shrugs. As you guys can tell, I like to pause at the top before releasing. It's great for your strength, for that wheel stability. It's great for those shoulders and that upper back area. Chris G coaching, race-ready training that carries into real life. That's what we do here.